gums at each other any chance they get. The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
It's time
for you to sit back, relax, and listen to a complete and fucking utter armchair expert give his completely and utterly useless opinions on the one hell of an amazing sport that is MMA.
G'day guys. I know I promised this podcast would be uploaded on Saturday, and it's going to be uploaded on Sunday instead, so I do apologise for that. I was a little bit occupied on Friday. Didn't get a chance to sit down and record, but what a card we've just seen, ladies and gentlemen. UFC 284 from Perth in Australia. Let's go Australia. What a title fight it was between Volk and Islam, and there's been a lot of debate about how that fight really should have gone, which we'll discuss. But yeah, we've got a lot to get through, and let's get into it. All that and more when I come back. What a card we've just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen. UFC 284 from Perth. I tweeted a few days ago that I think of all the UFC events that have been in Australia, honestly, UFC 284 might have been the most historic. Volk and Islam, one of the most historic fights in the history of the UFC, happening right here. KSI and Logan Paul, two of the biggest stars in the influencer industry, there in the front row watching, because their sports drink prime was on the canvas, because they are now the official sports drink of the UFC. Crowd and atmosphere was absolutely electric. There was a lot of Aussie fighters there, not only on the card but witnessing. And yeah, man, to say that UFC 284 was probably the most historic event of all the Australian cards is big, considering, it's in the company of UFC 243, 234 and 193, which were all pretty historic in their own right. That is pretty big to say that. But I honestly think it was. It's the first Australian UFC event I've seen. Was watching it with my mate and his work friend. But yeah, what a card it was. Gee, I wish I could have been there. Would have been awesome to have gone and been amongst that crowd, because you could hear it even through the TV. Like, gee whiz. But yeah. Not much more to say, really. It was, a historic card. I can't wait for the next Melbourne one. Cannot wait for the next Melbourne one. Gee, what a fight Volk and Islam was, like, really. It went right to the, it went the distance, and Islam ended up getting the nod. A lot of people were pissed off about that. Oh, wow. Islam got booed like a motherfucker, not only in the press conference, but also after the fight. And Volk tweeted that he believes he won. It came out later that this is apparently, I'm not saying it's true or not, but there was a rumour that Islam might have used an IV drip, which who knows about that. If he was, then he'll probably get suspended and stripped. And gee, Dana will be sad about that. But if he wasn't, then what a fight it was, and I can't wait for him to run it back. yeah, other than that, what an awesome card. You know, Jack Della Maddalena, the hometown hero, walking out to T.N.T. And I remember my mate's work friend saying, gee, what a song to walk out to. It'd be either that or Back in Black for me. They'd be the two songs I'd pick to walk out to a fight to. But yeah, I agree. But yeah, not much more to say really other than that. Definitely a very historic card. And I can't wait for the next one to come to Australia. I hope it's in Melbourne. But yeah, got a few other things I want to discuss. And I'll do that when I come back. Keen as for Jon Jones' return at the start of next month in Vegas too. Ooh, that is going to be electric, baby. The GOAT's coming back at heavyweight. Can't wait to see how he does against Cyril Gane, who's an accomplished striker in his own right. And let's also see what the layoff has done to him. You know, has it affected his fighting ability? Obviously, he's older, and he's got a lot of ring rust now. So it'll remain to be seen how that fight will go, but I'm keen as for it. Cannot wait for him to come back. And also, in between the time of me making the last podcast and this one, it was confirmed that Conor is in fact coming back to Coach Tough and against Michael Chandler, and of course we'll fight him in around September. So what a year 2023 is shaping up to be for MMA. We've got the Volk versus Islam fight, which has just happened. Jones coming back. Usman Edwards fighting again. Izzy and Pereira fighting again. And now the return of Mystic Mac. Definitely looking forward to all of that, and I'll have more podcasts that go more in depth on those fights when they are about to come up, of course, as always. But yeah, I'm just sitting here at the moment, taking it all in. A lot has happened. Yeah, I feel like this year's going to be very historic for MMA, and I'm excited, man. I'm here for it. But yeah, not really much else to say other than that. I just wanted to put on the record my thoughts of that historic card that we just witnessed, and of course talk about the fact that Conor is in fact coming back to Coach Tough. And yeah, I guess I'll try and get another podcast out in the next few weeks before UFC 285 when Johnny Bones comes back. But yeah, till then, guys, take it easy.